What's happening, filmmakers? Back at you with another video. When I just started producing, I was surfing the internet, reading books, and trying to find any available knowledge on how to produce films. Unfortunately, I was able to find only a limited amount of information, and because of it, I had to make my own mistakes to learn the valuable lessons. This is what I want to share with you in this video today. 7 tips I wish I knew when I started my producing career. Let's get this rolling. Tip number 1. Commit to long-term journey. The greatest thing my mentor ever told me is this: it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. Only now I understand the significance of this quote. We as humans always have these expectations about how our life is gonna go. After this movie, my career is gonna take off. This film is gonna win me an Oscar. I'm gonna make it in 2 years. Look, it's great to set goals for yourself and do your absolute best to achieve them, no doubt. Please continue to do that. But also remember that life sometimes has other plans. If all you do is give yourself X amount of years to make it, you're putting yourself in a very tight box and you'll be disappointed. If you love filmmaking and producing, commit to a lifelong journey, even if it's gonna take you 10 years, 20, or even more. Understand that it can happen. Are you willing to do this? Are you ready to grind for the next 20 years before your big break? If you're clear with yourself from the beginning that this is a lifestyle I choose and I'm going to do filmmaking for the rest of my life, regarding the outcome, trust me, you will have a way easier time to ride out harsh times, and you will have harsh times. Believe me. Tip number 2, bear in mind it's show business. A lot of people go into making movies to express their artistic nature, which is great. Keep it. You'll be able to use it better once you've learned the business aspect of filmmaking. Producing movies would be pretty much impossible if it wouldn't have a chance to be profitable. Investors need to make their money too. It's that simple. So when you hear something like, look, we need a name in order to get a preset, and your response is, I don't need a name in my film, people will just go watch it because it has a great message. Guess what? You just shut yourself down. You have to compromise between the art and business side of it. Oftentimes, it will hurt. I know it. I deal with it on a daily basis as I'm trying to launch my next project. But I've heard this piece of wisdom from my mentors, I've read it in multiple books, and I've encountered myself. So don't fight on it, it's pointless. Instead, embrace it and find a way how to make it work to your advantage. It's possible, you just need to be creative and think outside of the box. But look, I mean, if you have cash to burn, and you have this luxury of going and expressing your art and you just want to put it out there and you don't care if people will see it or not, that's amazing that you have this opportunity. By no means, go for it. If not, accept the business side of movie making and work with it. Tip number 3, become the student of set life. Be on set as much as you can and as anybody. Help a buddy out with sound, go for it. PA on the show, do it. Camera operator, hell yes. Crafty, absolutely. Take every opportunity to be on set and to learn. As a producer, you must have deep understanding of how set works and what each individual department is responsible for. By doing that, you will get more confident about filmmaking process. And if crap hit the fan, and it will at some point, you will be there to save the day because you understand how everything works. By working in different departments, you'll also acquire respect for each individual on set. And this leads me into tip number 4. Be a great leader. Seriously, study leadership. There's so much information available online, self-help books, courses, articles onto how to be a great leader. And I'm actually going to quote you James Cameron from masterclass videos. I'm gonna paraphrase a little bit, but basically this is what he said on leadership. My journey around the leadership started with being, kind of a tin pot dictator because the movie was the most important thing. But what I've learned over time is that people don't do their best work if they're not respected and appreciate it and have a voice. So if I could go back and do one thing differently, it's not necessarily the choice of lenses or the choice of dialogue or anything within the film themselves. It's the nature of the working relationship. Boom. I mean, that just nails it. It is so true. I've worked with people who put themselves above everyone else, and they're not creating a healthy environment, they're not giving the inspiration, and they're just making the whole process unenjoyable. So, study leadership and be a great leader. Tip number 5. Find mentors. Besides reading books and taking different classes, do your best to find mentors on set in person. Essentially, this is your fast track so you don't have to repeat mistakes of others, just like what you're doing right now. And guys, I promise you, people in this industry love sharing their knowledge and experience because it makes them feel good if they can help younger generation to be better than they are and don't repeat their mistakes. I've been told that by many people in the industry, and I've asked questions at every opportunity, and I don't remember anyone who refused me. Don't be afraid to ask for an advice. I guarantee you 99% of people will gladly answer your questions and willing to share their experience with you. Tip number 6. Learn storytelling. Dynamite script is half the battle, but you will never know what a good script is if you don't understand storytelling. There's so much information on screenwriting and hero's journey that you will be able to find, so the only reason you won't learn storytelling is by being lazy. Do not be lazy. Read scripts. Read as much as you can. Read those films that already have been made and those that have not. The last one is actually more important. You have to develop your imagination. You need to be able to read the script and see the movie in your head before you actually gonna make it, because that's how all the films are done. I personally struggled with this myself because I don't like reading, and I really had to work on it in order to overcome that. If a foreign dude was able to do that, you'll be able to do that too. And tip number 7, become proficient at budgeting and finances. If you don't know how to control your budget, man, you're screwed. Budgeting and finances is actually like, I don't know, 40 to 50% of movie making. So naturally, if you're bad at it, you can't be great at producing. Even if you have an amazing line producer, remember, it is important to know how each individual department works. And finances is probably one of the most important out of them all. What if something is gonna happen to your line producer? What are you gonna do then? On top of it, you will need to know how to budget as you're pitching your project and raising funds. Most investors want to make sure that you're a competent person and they can trust their money to you. One last thing on finances, just in general, study financial literacy. It will drastically improve your personal life and make you better at producing. If you can't handle finances in your own life, odds are you'll mess it up during the production. And it's a wrap for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you find this video helpful and educational, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more filmmaking content. Let me know down in the comments below if you would like to see an in-depth breakdown of a specific tip I talked about in this video. Stay humble, stay hungry, don't give up. I'll see you later.